Look at my eyes, Faye. One of them's a fake because I lost it in an accident. Since then, I've been seeing the past in one eye and the present in the other. So I thought I could only see patches of reality, never the whole picture. Don't tell me things like that. You never told me anything about yourself, so don't tell me now. I felt like I was watching a dream I could never wake up from. Before I knew it, the dream was over. So obviously I'm going to just talk about and only talk about one of my real favorite things, which is anime. Particularly, my two favorites are Trigun, as I'll get into in a bit, and Cowboy Bebop. And I'm going to talk about just these animes, and only these animes. And yeah, it's Valentine's Day, so I know what you're thinking. Well, isn't that quote you just used, that was like the final moment between Spike Spiegel and Faye Valentine. Coincidentally, the episode delving into Faye's backstory is called My Funny Valentine, because I don't know if you know this, but of all the Cowboy Bebop episodes, which are called sessions, because the entire Cowboy Bebop, it's like jazz personified. It's musicality. So every title episode is either a genre of music, real folk blues, mushroom samba, asteroid blues, Ganymede elegy, or it's a direct reference to classic rock songs like Sympathy for the Devil and Toys in the Attic. So, My Funny Valentine, that episode title was, again, the most popularized version is Harry Connick Jr., who, and I quote, "They're giving the jobs to all the damn Mexicans." I don't know what you also think. Well, did you mention one of those girls? And the girl, you clearly still fucking love her, but didn't you call her? You called her Shasta Faye Valentine. It's a combination portmanteau of the Shasta Faye from Inherent Vice and Faye Valentine from Cowboy Bebop. So what the fuck are you talking about? You're just gonna talk about anime. Clearly, you're bringing this up because of that. I don't know what you're talking about. But I do know that last moment is so fucking tragic. Like the whole Real Folk Blues Part 1 and Part 2 is just, those are the best Cowboy Bebop episodes, hands down. Even before Bang, and the fight with Vicious, which is actually kind of intentionally sort of not let down, but it's abrupt. But again, this Cowboy Bebop was the nature of that jazz, where it's the silence and the notes that aren't heard that are the most stirring. So, that's why most Cowboy Bebop is them just fucking, Firefly shit. I'm just fucking chilling around, the ambient noise almost. But, most of the interactions between Spike and Faye, there was always that will they, won't they sort of nature. It's just, especially with anime fanboys, where every fucking lascivious fucking, especially they intentionally made Faye be, boom, cleavage, short shorts, They wanted people to think she was the waifu. She wasn't. She was, again, probably the smartest person in any given room. And then when you see her backstory in My Funny Valentine, you realize how fucking really tragic her story is. How she's fucking trapped in time. And that's why Spike was ultimately her soulmate. Julia was always a figment. And even when you see Julia and Spike, you're like, Julia's, she's beautiful, but she's intentionally very frigid. Not a stereotype. Aloof. But Faye was real. Faye was there. And similar to Spike, that's why that kind of that hurts her so much when Spike says that and talks about the eye and stuck in the past, because then it's a reflection of your true love. And then Faye sees that, and she knows that Spike is just stuck in this fucking pantomime, in this machismo of fucking, I gotta go and resolve the past, and Julia's dead, so now I'm dead. But no, motherfucker, you were still living. And he had a damn good thing on that ship. He had his brother, his keeper of both, his father, his everything, his thick as thieves, his partner. He had Jet, and he had Faye. You know, could have started a commune somewhere. You know, they could have fucking just planted the bebop down in some random ass fucking lake, and just fucking chilled. You know, hell, Jet could have left. It could have just been Spike and Faye. You know, living a wonderful life. But Spike needed that. He needed to go into the stars. But like, it's really tragic when you think about it. That's why Faye's just shooting the gun, you know. And yeah, it's an anime. I rewatch it fucking every year. You'd like to think it could be different somehow, but it's not. But I don't know. The things I love the most. Part 3. Space Cowboy Serenade. I also like Trigun again. Trigun's very good. Bebop. Again, that arc, which really, when you think about the Spike Spiegel sort of Julia Vicious arc, is only like 5 episodes, 6, 7, or you could argue with some auxiliary backstory. But Trigun, which I would say I probably like better. It's different. It's not as accessible. But Trigun is an immaculate, and it tricks you. Like, the first half, you kind of don't know. And that's the point. Like, similar to how Vash, and again, this sure is amazing, because not only does it evoke Trigun, but it does it in the style of the Adventures of Batman Robin. That Batman animated series. And this part where... another one of my favorite things. I would even consider that more fucking anime than I would American style, you know. Big broad strokes, very... very emotional stories told, despite the absurdity. So, you know, but then you realize, and again, this is more heavy-handed than Breaking Bad could ever be. It's this really intense, and, you know, it's anime. So it's not like it's Western or Eastern. It's a weird hodgepodge. So that's why the final song is called Philosophy in a Teacup. Because that's what the show means to be. It's really, and trust me, I majored in philosophy too, in addition to English. I don't know if you noticed, but I did my thesis on here. But so it's like, it's about how to be a good person. That's what Trigun is ultimately. Cowboy Bebop is kind of nihilistic. Not I mean, again, there's, like in Breaking Bad, this sort of transactional kindness, and it's like beautiful in a way. But like, the characters choose oblivion, and then like what? But not Bebop. Bebop. I mean, not Trigun. Trigun is real good. Trigun is, and I'm just gonna, I don't know, there's random, like some of the best parts of Trigun, most of the viewers just skip over. It's at the very end. And it's like, not even like, oh, next time. They show clips they show are very abstract. But it's, I think one time it's Wolfwood. But it's usually Vash, just giving a little soliloquy. Like this really deep philosophical kind of ramble. In times of hardships and times of sadness, there's a place a traveler can let his mind return to. Home. I still don't know what kind of a past the traveler abandoned when he left his home behind. I still don't know what kind of sorrow he bears. But the traveler can keep walking forward because he has something which sustains him, a place which accepts him. He can walk forward, step by careful step. It's the beginning of like a two-parter. I'll probably, if I forget or remember, I'll end with the second part. But Trigun then becomes this, it's good versus evil. It's a Christian parable. It's a Christian allegory where you think Wolfwood has a giant cross. And Wolfwood has to sacrifice himself because it's interesting when you look at it. Because first you think they try to make Vash out to be this, you know, he is kind of a superhuman, Christ-like figure, but he's a mere mortal. You know, that's why he has to kill Legato, to accept the fact that he's not a superhero. He can die. He can kill. He's a mere mortal, just like Wolfwood was. But you see, it comes down to the choices that they make throughout their story. Wolfwood shoots a child point blank in the head. When Vash, and I've been there, man. And like that's why like I love Trigon, because Trigon actually helped me become a better person, because I would like learn lessons from it and actualize them in real life. I still in the morning sometimes I close my eyes and I try to flip a lighter in my hands and catch you. I'm getting pretty good at it. I meditate on love and peace for a lot longer than 3 seconds. You know that bright elusive butterfly of love. I love this shit. I love it. I love Trigon. This is my favorite. My favorite anime. Better than Bebop. Better than Cowboy Bebop. Trigon. It's great. And like, you know, Knives is clearly not the devil the other side, but like what? Keep in mind the choices that they make, that he chooses carnal. Remember, right before he dies, he fucks Millie. Vash restrains himself, you know. Meryl is always this, you know, they're clearly in love. But Vash doesn't want to sully it. It's very Christ-like, very Mary Magdalene-like, although clearly Mary Magdalene and Jesus, if they were real, fucking, they clearly fucked and had a kid. That's obvious. And Jen Brown, I mean. But yeah, Vash chooses, I don't know, nobility. And you look at the show and you see Vash's, like, his deepest relationships, it's love. It's pure love. Vash is pure love, but it's agape. That's the love that really, like, more than Eros, more than I'm blanking on the other ones, but you know, fucking Symposium. We'll get into the Symposium later, maybe. It's that's the real love that matters. You know, the love that Vash had for Wolfwood. And trust me, I've been there. And I still love donuts. Even before this, I love donuts. And I've been to the point where I've been eating donuts and I started to cry because it was like trying to forget about people I care about who are in pain and suffering. That's why Vash fucking doesn't want to kill anybody. That's why when fucking Vash is fucking in tears and fucking bends over backwards, fucking trying to protect, save everybody. And like his philosophy is, yes, you can save everybody. And like, you kind of can. You can. It's possible. I mean, not. You can't spare everybody from the world and what the world does. The world's going to do what the world's going to do. But you, yourself, can treat every single person you meet with mercy. The cross is full of mercy. That's what saves Vash at the end. When he and Knives are having that, like, real anime fucking... And then Knives has both of them, and it's like, you know, and that's the point. It's just, like, if you look at the heavy-handed symbolism, how they're... It's the yin-yang, it's the black and the white. It's, like, real good. Under Sky So Blue, the last episode, is real good. But then... Mercy. Mercy. Love. Compassion. Your brother's keeper. Vash going like, I'm not going to kill you, Knives. I might have to fucking just incapacitate you, so you fucking shoot your fucking blow your fucking arms and your legs off, but I'm gonna carry you on my back. And that's why Vash, at that point, can't like bone Millie, because he has to take on a bigger, stronger burden. Not saying he won't go back. That's the thing. That's the great part at the end of Trigon, if you remember the way it crosscuts, so that Vash, you know, redeeming the world pretty much through his battle with Knives, coincides with the well. Remember the well in that little town? And they strike water. Remember how in the whole show it's like fucking, give me that water. It's like fucking, it's about the fucking apocalypse. It's about fucking the resource wars ending. You know, Trigon's a very good show. And it's like they live on a planet where they think there's nothing, and they've been sustaining because of the relics of these spaceships, which are dying and are dangerous. But they find water, so there's hope. You know. What's the very final one? From, that day, that time, 130 years ago we were born, weren't we? There was nothing but peaceful days. Rem was always close behind us. But our disagreeing thoughts changed each of our ways of lives, didn't they? I don't regret it. I will vow once again not to kill, not to betray, but to find happiness, to talk about my dreams, because the ticket to the future is always blank. My name is Vash the Stampede. I have been a hunter of peace who chases the mayfly known as love for many, many moons now. Next time.